If you're wondering why the name Karoline Leavitt is suddenly everywhere, stay with me. In the next few minutes, you'll hear what actually happened, why Donald Trump jumped in, why photographers are pushing back, and how one moment turned into a full-blown internet debate. The most interesting part, this isn't really about one photo, it's about power, media, and attention in the digital age. All right, let's break this down.
As for the Vanity Fair article, Michael, I'll take your question directly. This is, unfortunately, another example of disingenuous reporting, where you have a reporter who took the Chief of Staff's words wildly out of context, did not include the context those conversations were had within. And then further, I think the most egregious part of this article was the bias of omission that was clearly present. And we see a lot of this when dealing with the media every day. You will leave out important context, leave out comments and facts. You know, many people in this building spoke with that reporter, and those comments were never included in the story, probably because it didn't push this false narrative of chaos and confusion that the reporter was.
Karoline Leavitt has been trending hard, and it all started with a moment that looked small at first, but quickly snowballed. She's known for being young, confident, and unapologetically outspoken, especially when it comes to defending Donald Trump and challenging the media. So anytime she shows up at a public event, cameras are already locked in. And that's exactly what happened. Photographers were doing their thing, snapping photos, capturing reactions, freezing moments. Totally normal in politics. But once those images started circulating online, people noticed, zoomed in, and started arguing. Some felt the coverage crossed a line. Others said it was just standard press behavior. And then Donald Trump entered the chat. Trump publicly defended Karoline Leavitt, calling out the media and photographers, saying she was treated unfairly and targeted. According to him, this wasn't just journalism. It was aggressive, intentional, and disrespectful. Once he said that, the internet did what it always does. Boom, two sides instantly formed. Supporters jumped in saying Karoline was being singled out because she's young, confident, and not afraid to speak her mind. They argued that the media treats certain people differently and that this moment proved it. On the other side, photographers and journalists fired back. They defended their work, saying they were simply covering a public figure at a public event. No harassment, no setup, just cameras doing what cameras have done forever. Some even explained how press access works and why public appearances automatically come with coverage. So now the real debate began. Is this about media accountability, or is this just how public life works? That's why this story has legs, because it taps into something bigger. Trust in media, boundaries in public life, and how much control anyone really has once they step into the spotlight. Add Trump's voice into the mix, and suddenly this isn't just about Karoline Leavitt anymore. It becomes symbolic. Karoline herself didn't back down. She kept speaking, kept showing up, and kept leaning into her role. For her supporters, that's strength. For critics, that's calculated visibility. Either way, it worked, because her name is now everywhere. And here's the truth. In today's world, attention is currency. One photo becomes a headline. One reaction becomes a trend. One defense becomes a national conversation. Whether people agree or disagree, they are watching. So while this story started with photographers and a moment caught on camera, it's really about how fast narratives form and how quickly public figures become symbols of something much bigger than themselves. That's why Karoline Leavitt is trending. And judging by the reactions, this conversation isn't ending anytime soon. If you want fast, clear breakdowns of trending stories without the noise, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. Do you think the media crossed the line here, or was this just part of public life? Share this video so others can weigh in too.